hope everybody can hear me, but this is Melonia, and I'm going to do a reaction to CK's Summer Wells case coverage tonight. This is going to be my first time seeing this video, so we're going to watch it together. I'm a little nervous because I'm afraid of what I'm going to hear or see in the chat, but I do want to show it. And I might get struck and I might not. I'm going to try to do some commentary in between there so it's not just 100% streaming her show. But I'm going to pause just for a second because I want to make sure that my mic is working. Okay, so I could hear myself. And hi, Katie, how are you? So I'm going to kind of show the video. This is going to be my first time streaming and showing a video at the same time. I hope it doesn't get crazy in here with people and people being negative and rude. If it does, I will just start wrenching people and we can just do it as we go. So this is going to be a learning experience for me. And great, thank you, Miss Peaches. I'm so glad you're here. Yay! I was going to show my face tonight, but literally I have worked all day and came home and cleaned my pool. I've been outside, and so yeah, I don't think I'm camera ready just yet, but I did not put in my headphones because for some reason when I was trying this out earlier, you couldn't hear the audio from the other video while I had my headphones in. So I don't know how to work that. I don't have any high-tech equipment here. I'm not a regular YouTuber. This is going to be brand new, and we're going to do it together. So let's kind of get started, and we will see the fiasco together. Like I said, I am nervous because I don't know what I'm going to see or hear, and I have been following the case. And before I get started, AB, and I would have to find his link, but he is doing a fabulous job of covering this case and keeping everybody updated. That is why it's taken me longer to put out some content, because I actually been working on a different video, but everything's kind of been put on hold because I've been consumed with listening to him. He's doing a fabulous job, and he's bringing it to us as it comes. And he's also playing the scanner. Great, thanks, Katie. We're going to do this together. So let me see if I can get it pulled up, share the screen, and you guys can let me know if you are unable to hear this, because I think I have to mute myself while it's playing, or there's going to be a lot of background noise. Yeah, so okay, so let me kind of tell you a little bit about what's going on with this case. Summer Wells, Summer Moon Utah Wells is a 5-year-old from Tennessee. I'm not gonna get into all the details of where she lives. Katie, let me find the link to his channel, and I will give that to you, because I'm telling you, he's great. I really like him. But I thought it was AB. Might be AD. I don't know. I'll pull it up. I'm new to his channel because of this case. So Yes, maybe it is A balance for AB. Yes, B as in boy. So, oh, you live an hour away. So, I've been kind of consumed with this. It kind of, we're still holding on to hope for the Orrin and Orson West case out of California, but this little girl has gone missing. No one knows where she's at. She just pretty much vanished. Grandma was outside. She went in to play, said she was going to go in the basement to play. She has 3 brothers. They were in the house on the internet. Mom comes in the house looking for her. She can't find her. She goes to the basement. She can't find her. Realizes the basement doors are open. Summer's gone. And this was 8 days ago. And where they live, from what I understand, it's like in a holler. I think of Coal Miner's Daughter, Loretta Lynn, when I think of hollers. But, that's just the country coming out in me. But that's what I think about. But I live out in the country too. So if my child if they were young and was to just leave and not be in the house anymore and I can't find them anywhere, that would be very odd because there's not a whole lot of people out here. I don't know that area specifically. I do know they have neighbors, but the kid's gone. She's gone. They've been looking for her for 8 days, searched the house, searched grounds. Neighbors are looking. Everybody's looking for her. Police, TBI, everybody's looking for her. Nobody can find her. They cannot find a trace of her. She's gone. And it's very odd how a 5-year-old can just disappear. Obviously there's foul play. I mean, there has to be, unless she wandered off and what parents say that she did not want, that's not her normal behavior is to leave the property. But, I do live out in the country and I live close to small little towns. And I know that a good friend of mine had a 3-year-old and he was in the house playing. But prior to that, they had been swimming in the water hole or the pond. And anyway, everybody was at home. All the other kids running in and out of the house. They had company over. The kid's missing. And they end up finding him in the pond. It was a very quick find. It wasn't 8 days later. It was like hours later. They looked everywhere. They couldn't find him. And he had passed because he drowned. And so that's what I think about, because apparently that day or maybe the day before, she had been playing. They had been at the water hole swimming. And so I keep thinking, did she decide she wanted to go play some more in the water? But apparently they've searched it. Everybody searched it. So the biggest thing going on right now is people saying that there's all these, we've got conspiracy theories because we've got friends of the family and then extended family that have criminal backgrounds that include essaying or the R word, and it has to do with children. We also have Summer Wells's aunt, which is her mother's sister, who went missing a while back. So, people are trying to connect the dots. Could this be this? Could this be that? Well, there's a connection with someone who has a very extensive felony child R on him. And, yes, I completely agree. We've got to look at everybody. But I just don't think that I don't know. My heart wants to just believe that nobody did anything really bad to this girl and maybe it's something innocent and she wandered off. That's what my heart wants to think, because as a mother of 2 girls, that is the last thing you want to think. But, you know, we've got people criticizing the dad because he has a record, but it doesn't have anything to do with hurting small children. Mom's not been given interviews, and so everybody wants to criticize her. But guys, I'm telling you right now, if something happened to my baby, I don't care if they're 5 or 25, you're not going to see me, because I am going to be combing the streets, or I'm going to be balled up squalling. I'm not going to be on TV. You're not going to get an interview from me, because you're the last freaking people I'm going to talk to. I'm going to find my baby. And yes, something's wrong. Something has happened to this little girl. And I don't want to speculate, because, you know, I'm not saying something with the family or one of these people who have a record couldn't have done something, because I truly believe that that could happen. You know, I was 5 once, and I had some horrible things happen to me, but I in my heart want to believe that this did not happen to this little girl. So I'm gonna keep the hope, and I'm gonna, you know, hope for positive results. And I think that's what everyone should do. And we shouldn't, you know, come down on people and say, well, if I was her or if I was him, I wouldn't say that, or I wouldn't do that, or I would be given an interview or this. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what I would do, but you're not going to see my face, because I'm not going to be sleeping, for one. I will be probably at everybody's door demanding I search their home. I will be calling people. I mean, I cannot imagine. I cannot put in my brain what I would actually do if I was in that woman's spot, as much as a mother loves a child. So I know I'm probably setting myself up for this right now because of past videos, and I'm really scared of what my reaction's going to be. So please forgive me. So let me see if we can get it started. I really don't want to listen to her BS about hellos and this and that. So I might fast forward some stuff, just because, you know, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but let me see if I can get this going. Well, I can promise you, I'm totally real here. This is going to be funny. It's either going to be funny or it's going to be scary. I told my husband, I said, this is either going to go really good or it's going to go really bad. And you guys let me know if you can hear it. Oh gosh. Of course. I don't want to hear. Okay, so she went missing June 15th, and I'm going to say that's 8 days ago. Okay, hold on. Okay, and I've heard this news coverage. I'm going to go back just a tad, but there's something I just read in the chat that just gets all over me. See if I can find it. Maybe I'll start back up. They say that 19 different agencies are assisting. Okay, someone says, why is she always barefoot? Why is she always barefoot? My gosh. I would be crucified right now if this was my kid. Because when my kids were little, they barely wore any clothes. It's hot outside in the summer. They barely wore any clothes and they were barefoot a lot. And they were dirty because it's hot outside and they're playing in the dirt. Isn't that what kids are supposed to do? Playing in the dirt? I don't understand. Okay, so someone says the lady who works at the store where they live says that the mom is mean to Summer, grabs her all the time, and buys things for the boys, but not Summer. I don't I don't know if I believe that. I think people are just making shit up. Okay, so where they live, hold on. I am going to copy, come on, copy this link for you. Here we go. I just copied a link. That is AB. Um, so that's his link to the video I listened to earlier today. He has a lot out there, so if you want to go and listen to his other videos, he kind of, I mean, and he replays. So if you listen to his latest video, you're going to get to hear pretty much everything that is going on. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people do think it's mom, and it could be. You just don't know. You really don't know. You got a red line. I don't know what red line means. I seen your last one. It says at Miss Peaches, we here in Tennessee are thinking about mom, but who knows? Is that the last one that you did? Oh, no. It says, as I said, I haven't kept up with the details, but I'm really sus of mom. Is that what you said, Miss Peaches? I don't know what a red line means either. That's weird. Okay. So, um I think AD is Armchair Detective. I haven't listened to him either, so I don't have anything to base that on. But I mean, I've heard things from other creators when they say things. But the way things are going with YouTube recently, who the heck knows? Because people are just crazy lately. They're crazy. Okay, so basically, the sheriff is saying, they've got really bad area over there. It's thick woods. We don't want a bunch of people out here because if we do, then um, we could be facing having to have another rescue. So we're already looking for a 5-year-old. We don't need someone else getting hurt or getting lost in the terrain, pretty much. Yes, AB is I don't know if he's new or not. I've just found him, but he is. I know he has a group, and it has something to do with Watchdog. So he is very much into missing persons, missing children. I know that he also follows, what is it, Equisearch, which is out of Texas. They're really good too, because I mean, I know some cases in my area that have been very cold for many decades, and they have started searching things. Oh, Miss Peaches, can you not hear the video? Hold on. I'm fixing to play and you let me know. Okay, let me mute myself and see if that works. Oh, goodness.
Has been very difficult. Ever get to another residence. It's making that very difficult for residents just to be able to be at home, outside working or something, and notice her leaving that area. As we continue, we will continually assist Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, TBI, and FBI with this search as long as they deem necessary. And as Leslie stated, at this time, we are not asking for any public and/or volunteers to assist in the search. A lot of people wonder why. Due to the extreme terrain, the nature of this, trying to locate her, trained professionals is what we need at this time to make sure that these residents don't become endangered and turn around and expand this issue with having to search for somebody else. Thank you.
As we've stated before, the circumstances surrounding Summer's disappearance remain unclear. So if we do develop information that she's taken and we develop a suspect and a vehicle description, of course, we will share that with the public immediately. At this time, that's just not the case. So we'll take a couple of questions, and I'll offer Sheriff Lawson an opportunity to say anything if he wants to. What time was she last seen, and who reported her missing?
Her parents reported her missing right around 6:30 p.m.
But when was it say she was last seen? I know she was reported missing around that time. Was she last seen earlier in the afternoon or today?
That time is varied because they were searching for their child themselves.
I have a question for Captain. Just wanted to see, are you asking for assistance from other agencies? I know yesterday you all mentioned 19 agencies helping out with the quick turnover and first
Yeah, so hours of operation this time are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have, like Leslie stated yesterday, we have utilized at this time 19 different agencies throughout the state of Tennessee. We also have multiple agencies outside of our jurisdiction in burning states, and also expanding to Middle Tennessee to having these teams on standby.
You talked about giving tips. Can you give me an idea of the magnitude of tips that you've gotten so far, and the amount of time that's passed? Is there concern that it's less likely to find another? Of course, the longer this goes, the more concerned we get. At this stage, we've received nearly 50 leads. None have panned out so far. Yes, approximately 50 at this point.
History dealing with law enforcement or anything that you're aware of?
Sure.
Summer lived with her parents and 3 siblings.
Are these her biological parents, mother and father?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any history of her?
1 second. Sorry.
The hate drive.
Okay, so I have to stop every once in a while, so this doesn't get a copyright strike, but I kind of wanted to stop right here because I can't handle the laugh. This is not funny. This is not funny at all. I don't understand. Why does she think it's funny? So gross.
My father has a criminal history. I don't have it with me.
So, of course, people hear that and they go, oh.
We find Summer. The most important thing is
Yeah, Kay's the one going, oh. Kay's laugh, y'all. She keeps laughing, and it drives me crazy because I feel so bad when she laughs throughout this video. Okay.
just find Summer. That's what it's all about. That's why we're doing the ground searches, aerial searches, and finding her is first and foremost.
Are you concerned that this could be an abduction?
Everything's on the table. I mean,
Everything's on the table.
everything, crossing every T, dotting every I, and turning every stone. That's why we have 2 different operations. Captain's operation is search and rescue. Law enforcement operation is look into this incident and find Summer. Is the father's criminal record relevant in this investigation? No, sir.
I've also heard there's been speculation of the siblings in the household, and just wasn't sure if you're able to elaborate on the siblings at all.
They have 3 others besides Summer.
Older, younger,
Older.
sisters.
Older.
One more question, guys. Anybody have another question? Okay.
I had a question. We've heard about issues with.
Yes, so basically, I'm doing a reaction to her coverage of Summer Wells. Now that I'm like up to date on everything that's going on, I wanted to kind of do a live reaction because I haven't watched her coverage. So I wanted to see kind of what she's saying and if she's changing the narrative, how the chat is reacting to this case. Is she going to be sensitive? Are we going to see the same lines as we did with some of the other sensitive cases that she ran? I always feel like I'm going to see something better, but I don't. And so I thought I would just kind of, now that I've listened to all the details and I'm up to speed on everything, that we could watch her coverage of it and kind of see, where she's at. What does she change and things like that. You know, just pretty much that's pretty much it. Is just kind of watching what she's saying, know what we know now, and how off base she is.
Well, Captain, he can relate to that as far as law enforcement. We can't hardly communicate at all on the radios, and cell phones are out of the question, but thanks to AT&T and Verizon, he can tell you about that. They've been a big help to us.
Elaborate on that real quick. AT&T and Verizon both have bought cell phone service boosters to our command post to help try to utilize cell phone coverage.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is still very spotty for most of the area. Radio communication between ground crews and also aerial aviation has been very difficult due to the state that our radio system's in at this time. For ground crew operations,
The
we're having
state
to
of their
utilize
radio
anywhere from
system.
4 to 6 different radio channels to make sure we have the coverage where everybody's accounted for.
When you said that the church area you covered was about a mile, did you get a square mile or a radius around the residence?
That is going to be a radius from around the residence from the last point of her house.
Thanks everybody for being here. Just to clarify, ground search efforts end around 8 o'clock. However, if we do receive any phone calls giving us a credible,
So obviously they're operating,
throughout the night.
on one hand, they're operating on the thought that she may have wandered away from her home.
Again, as soon as we have something available. Thank you.
Something I noticed in the chat was people are really focused on Summer's hair. That where before, you know, she had, I don't believe she had long hair, but you know, it was chin length hair, and now she has not much hair at all. They say it looks shaved. I don't, maybe it was previously shaved, but the way it looks now is almost like what her mom's haircut is. Maybe she wanted her haircut like her mother. You know, there could be a million different reasons. If it's anything like my niece did recently and get the scissors and chop a big hunk out of her head and there was really nothing you could do with it, then yes. And then loss also. Loss could also be, you know, another reason why they had to cut her hair. You know, it's crazy because one of my daughters, you know, they're both in college, and one of them works for a learning center, and they just had a loss issue. And my daughter is kind of short. She's like her mama. She's short, but she has really long hair and that goes like almost to her waist. And she literally came over yesterday. It was like, Mama, please check my head. Please check my head. And of course, she didn't have anything in her head. And I was like, honey, just wear your hair up. Just wear your hair up. And, you know, but every day since they, you know, found one person with it, she has totally freaked out every day. So loss happens. It happens regardless. You could have a family member come over with it and playing with your little cousin, and you can get lost. So I completely, I can't focus on the hair. The hair is not a focus for me because there's a million things that could really happen with that. And I'm going to copy this for you guys. And then that way, in just a little bit, if you guys want to come on, you can. And I'm going to figure out how to end this. Okay. So, and then we can chat about it if you guys want to. And I will get back to the video. I have to stop it every once in a while and put in commentary, because if I don't, then it's considering me just using all of her content. And I don't want to do that this early in the game.
Yeah, I think that's the end of that. So then the next day on June 18th, her dad, the little girl's dad, finally speaks out. So let's go ahead and show that too. Oop, wrong one. Sorry.
Appreciate that outpouring of love, and I've never seen so many good people in one place. You know, I just really appreciate everybody trying to help that they have, law enforcement and all these volunteers that are here. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. Just pray that God, His awesome power, for His name's sake, will please that summer be okay. And please.
What's going on YouTube and what's going on Facebook?
All right.
So, I've seen so many comments about the dad and having the little boy there with him. And I don't know why. I have no idea why he would have that little boy with him for that interview in front of the camera. I mean, I do agree that he looked uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable for him. And but you know what? I get it that the dad has a background for whatever, but how many people do you know in your family that might have a background for doing something stupid? But I just, I kind of, I have some questionable folks in my family too. Not the same as the SA or the R or whatever, but they did some kind of questionable things in their past. And I would hate if something happened to one of their children and them being on TV and people just tearing them apart because of the way they look. I might not be everybody's cup of tea either, Yeah, it is close to home. And I know, Katie, and I know it's close to your home. And you guys don't have to come in. I just pinned it if you wanted to. You can come in and we can chat about it later if you want. But yeah, and I do think Katie is trying to find new content, but I think we're just starting the video. So I think we should kind of let it play out. Let's see what happens. I'm kind of scared. I'm really trying to be nice.
A little bit of a boot.
Whoop. We don't want to watch you. All righty. And he did another one. So let's show the next one before I go on.
And I said, hang up and call 911. And I called 911, and I come from work and drove home as fast as I possibly could and drove to the bottom of our property. And I seen my boys here walking around and my neighbors all looking and searching. And I knew right then that she was gone. But she don't never leave the property by herself anymore.
I think it's going to play this one again. I swear to God, there was a longer one. Wrenches, wasn't there a longer one we watched last night where he said something about the resurrection? I swear there was a longer one. All right, let's go back to. Back to that one. Melania, if you're here, there was a longer one that we played last night. And
Yeah, she really irritates me too. And just so y'all know, the Melania is not the same as Melonia. So she's not talking about me because I wasn't in her chat. Just so everybody knows. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit because I want to kind of get past her playing, she's taken so long to get to the point.
in Discord, could you?
Track down all kinds of people. Yeah, they've tracked down everybody. They even, had me in there, lie detector test, some of 9 yards. They have to rule out every possibility. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so it didn't bother me to do it whatsoever. I understand that. And a lot of times the parents are responsible. It's recent history that's been the case. Or not a family member. Right, absolutely, yes. But we don't associate with all that people. We try to associate with church people and stuff like that, and sometimes they got a lot of friends in church. They just love it to death,
We only associate with church people.
Okay, so something I saw in the chat was he doesn't sound like a dad that is worried. And then she made the comment mocking him, saying, we only associate with church people. Okay, so mind you, I get what she's trying to say, but when you come from the countryside and you come from lower class and maybe not a lot of schooling, I didn't get my bachelor's degree or my master's degree until I was an adult. In fact, I did not finish my master's degree until 2019. So, I'm used to being around people like this family. So when he's talking about they surround themselves by people from church or things like that, when you come from a smaller area, small rural area, and you're involved in the church, and he does have a background, he's trying to put that out there like, look, I have a past, I did some bad things, but I don't associate myself with people like this anymore. I associate myself with people that I go to church with. He wants us to know and believe that the people he surrounds himself with are the people that are good. He doesn't want us to think just because he did something bad or people in his family is bad, that means that he's bad. So I don't really, I'm not taking up for anybody because let me tell you, anything could go at this point in this case. But what I want to say is because I grew up in a very small area where, church was prominent, where, whether I go to church now or not, but that's just kind of what I grew up around. So, and I grew up with people who came to church dirty. Little girls came to church with no shoes on, especially in the summer, dirty sundresses because we played out in the yard before we went to church. Unless you had a mom like mine that would have whooped your butt. But it was not unusual. So when I'm looking at these people, I'm looking at them as, these people could have been the same people that I grew up around because it's not abnormal to me. So I don't like to judge people on the way they look, the way they dress, if their children are dirty because they played outside. In fact, I think it's wonderful when the kids play outside. That's what I do with my kids. I'm telling you, they would, give him the benefit of the doubt for now. He's trying to be honest. He is putting it out there. He's done interviews. No, the mom hasn't. But again, if it was me, y'all wouldn't be seeing my face either. That's just how I feel. But, I can't judge them on their looks. I can't judge if she has pictures and she's dirty, if her nails are dirty, because you know what? Her nails are dirty because she is digging in the dirt and making mud pies. Get after it, girl.
From Walmart, 17th floor. Oh. Yeah, we was going to the Baptist church, but when I found out the true Sabbath on Saturday, I wanted to go to a Saturday going church, so I thought I'd go check them out one time, and we've been there ever since. Oh, wow. What have you all been doing while this has all been going on? Just trying to cope with everything. Yeah. Talking to the police. I can't be alone right now for some reason, and so if I have to, I'll go down there and talk to the police and just hang out with them, because I just can't be alone right now. I can't. I don't know. I just How are Summer's brothers doing? They're coping with it better than me and their mother are, and I don't understand that. But I mean, when they really think about it, they're upset, but they're coping with it way better. Especially the youngest one. It's like I don't know. It's weird to me, but it doesn't seem real to them. Yeah. But me, the most I've done is watch the news a little bit. I can't focus on that.
Kibi, I agree with you.
What have you all been doing while this has all been going on? Just trying to cope with everything. Yeah. Talking to the police. I can't be alone right now for some reason, and so if I have to, I'll go down there and talk to the police and just hang out with them, because I just can't be alone right now. I can't. I don't know.
He can't be alone. What is he talking about?
Okay, he says he can't be alone because he doesn't want to be just sitting there. Being alone makes your mom wonder. I'm sure that's what he's talking about. He doesn't want to, so that's why he's going and talking to the police, is because he just doesn't want to sit. I just put myself in their shoes. If something really happened to this child, what would I do? How would I feel? If they're telling me, no, you can't come out here and look, what would you do? You would go freaking crazy. But then again, you could put me in jail because you're not keeping me in my house, not looking for my kid. That's just how I don't care where I am. I don't care what state I'm in. If my child is missing, You cannot tell me I have to stay in that house because I'm not going to stay in that house.
Coping with it better than me and their mother are. And I don't understand that, but I mean, when they really think about it, they're upset, but they're coping with it like.
I wonder if this looped or if he's repeating himself. Didn't he already say that?
No, it's weird to me, but what is it that's real to us? Yeah. But me, you know, the most I've done is watch the news a little bit. I can't focus on nothing. Originally I'm from Utah and I met my wife in Arkansas.
I'm missing.
And we come out here to help my mom.
I know. It's another sermon. Blah, 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 blah. He's chatty. Abigail, how do you know that he took a polygraph? How do you know that he passed it?
Okay, just for the record, Dawn and Candace, which is mom and dad, have taken polygraphs and they both have passed the polygraphs. A lot of people don't think that polygraphs mean anything, whatever, but if they wouldn't have took the polygraph, they would have been crucified for not taking the polygraph. So now they've taken the polygraph and people don't believe they took it, or they're saying, well, that's not true. So, I think it's a lose-lose situation for them. Until this little girl is found, until there's answers, this is a lose-lose situation for these parents. And honestly, if I were them, I wouldn't talk to anybody. But that's just me.
Who told you that? I'm curious, Abigail. Might just have to get the kazoo out. Abigail, how do you know? And if you don't,
yes. So on AB's channel, it was confirmed. I don't know. I didn't get to hear it from law enforcement. I'm hoping that they will come out and say something, but I do believe both have taken the lie detector or polygraph and have passed. I don't think that they would be putting it out because I do believe Candace, the mother, did post it on Facebook because she has been getting so much hate comments that she posted that she took it and she passed. I don't think she would say that unless it was true, because law enforcement could come back and pretty much say she lied and did not take it or did not take it. They can't confirm if someone passed or failed, but they can confirm if they actually took it. So I think we're getting into the part where we get to see Kay's insensitiveness. Is that a word? Insensitiveness. I don't know, but she's just so insensitive. If you are a true crime creator, yeah. She brings out the kazoo. That's why I fast forward. I'm not going to listen to the kazoo. I might bang my head up against the wall for that one. But yeah, shut it up. I don't understand if you're covering a case, especially, and not just only, but any kind of a true crime case, but when you're covering a case about a small child, why can't you just cover the case? Why do you have to be a royal bee? I don't get it. I'm gonna hurt her through my computer.
answer, you're getting some other dodo brain will pick up on Abigail saying that, and they'll march right along to another YouTube video or Facebook post and go, the dad took a polygraph and he passed.
My God. Yes, you all got wrenches. You all got wrenches. Yay! I figured it out. I gave you all wrenches. But y'all, I can't with this woman. I can't. Why? Why does she have to act like this? She just is she in kindergarten? Like I don't get it. I wish somebody in this world would explain to me why she acts the way she does. I feel like she's just like tainting this because she just had so many people watching her.
And people will go, oh, it did. Not mad. It's kind of annoying. I'm not calling him. I didn't do that, Abigail.
This customer needs an easy access shower.
Yes, Jack, a lot of our customers have a hard time stepping into the tub. This easy access shower base has a lip and a slip resistant floor. We added Delta commercial grade valve and prep the walls for a unique acrylic seamless, easy to clean one piece.
We have a lot of people praying. We have a lot of people with boots on the ground. And just like Leslie said, we have 2 investigations going, and I can assure you that the investigation on part of law enforcement is extremely intense. It's just like the boots on the ground and all the searches going on, coordinated by Captain here. It's very hard. The volunteers are great, and we really don't need the general public. As the captain said, we've got trained professionals in the woods. We know exactly where they are, how they're doing. They check on them routinely. We know how many's out there, who's out there, and we know when they come back. If the general public helps, then we will not know they're out there and we could lose somebody else. We're still wanting people to call 1-800-TBI-FINE for information, any they have. And like I said yesterday, everything's on the table. We're trying to find exactly what happened to this young lady, and we're not going to stop until we find her. Anything else?
Does anybody have any questions? We'll take a couple.
Yes, I have a question for Captain Coop. In speaking with dive teams.
It looks hot and muggy there.
Is that searching ponds, creeks, lakes? Could you just elaborate a little bit more on what that search looks like? You talked about ground material.
Yes. So our specialized teams that spoke on the USAR, the dive teams, as both Sheriff Roy Lawson and Leslie spoke, we are pursuing every avenue. We're covering every ground cover. We're covering every aspect. At the end of it, if we don't cover it, we have to cover everything 100%. We're utilizing just to clear waterways, areas that we can't put our normal people into, the canines, stuff that Ariel cannot see that well. We want to get in there, flip every rock, check every crevice, check every spot, just to make sure we don't miss a spot.
Are there a lot of streams back in this area? Or
Yes.
ponds? Can you give us, I know we can kind of see some of the lush vegetation and what's happening in the sky, but what's it like back there for you all?
Yes, there are numerous streams and creeks that run back out of the mountains on both sides of Beach Creek Road, along with Beach Creek itself. And there are lots of ponds, holding spots for livestock and other things that we feel are just as important as the rest of the search efforts.
Okay, so I'm going back to my story from earlier. It just hurt. It makes me sick to my stomach. They've got a lot of ponds. You know, I told you guys about the story of a friend of mine and their child. And I have 2 ponds on my property. And when I have my cousin's kids here, or even my niece who's about to be 13, you know, I'm watching them like a hawk. They are not allowed to go out to the pond. You know, I make sure that someone's with them. If we walk out there, I explain to them. But, you know, when they're super little, if your eyes are not always on them and they've been swimming and they want to go swim some more and they see a body of water, it doesn't matter. They could go straight to that water. So this kind of, when I hear about all the ponds and the water holes and she was swimming, I get this feeling that, you know, maybe she wanted to go swim some more. Maybe, you know, I love being in water myself, and I did when I was a little girl. And, you know, I just keep going back to what if, you know, nobody was paying attention and she went out there, you know. It hurts. It makes me sad. It makes me sick to my stomach, but I would rather think that than think what other people are thinking, because that really makes me sick.
I know you probably can't comment on a whole lot, but are you able to say if you've executed any search warrants during this time?
Actually, we've done a tremendous amount of searches, and every one has been a consent search. The community's really stood out. They want to help. They want to give advice. They want to give information. And we've not had to pay not one search warrant. And it due part that everybody in the community just want to find somebody.
And Leslie, I know you talk about credible and cynical into what is a credible. If you have information about Summer, if you saw Summer the day she went missing, anything like that, if you captured a photo on a trail camera or surveillance camera, that's a credible tip. Anything that would assist us. Something you see on social media that you know is somebody's opinion or just speculation, that's not a credible tip. And in fact, that just bogs law enforcement down by having.
I can't believe they even have to say that to people.
That information and then mark it off. So please, credible tips.
Thanks, Missy.
Welcome information, but just don't share speculation and rumors that you see on social media.
I have a question. I'm kind of looking to ask you, but is there a point in the search where you follow the
I'm still losing my crap over here about her laughing and making a mockery of this case, of her coverage of this case. When you're doing, if you are coming out and talking about a case about a missing child, you're supposed to be spreading awareness. Hey, listen, whoever's listening, I have this amount of people in here listening to me right now. I need you guys to, you know, if you've heard anything, you see anything, keep your eyes, keep your ears open, get the awareness out. This is missing Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Here's her picture. You know, it's getting that awareness out. But I'm just like, oh, what is wrong with this woman? Oh, good night, Katie. I have work in the morning too. I'm going to try to get through this video a little quicker, and maybe I don't know how much I can listen to her, but I'm going to try to get through it. If this video becomes more of a lot of her talking, I'm not going to play a whole lot of her talking. I think we're getting the point of how she's covering this. Yes, prayers for Summer. Thank you, Katie.
Moonchild, I'm getting to it.
Well, at this time, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance are very much under investigation. So currently, it's an active and ongoing investigation. We're not going to stop until we determine what happened to her.
Yeah, it looks sticky there. Ugh.
All I can say in that aspect is that they're currently cooperating.
Hi, Abby. say that because I mean, again, just merely going by gut reaction and gut instinct, okay, discernment, right?
Yeah, the body language of the little boy.
Yes. So, let me see. Let's pull this up. I've got Candace's, the mom's first. So let's go into hers first. So, according to public records, on August 27, 2002, the mom was charged with battery and drug paraphernalia. On December 28, 2002, mom was charged with resisting arrest and obstructing an officer, domestic abuse, battery domestic abuse, disorderly conduct domestic abuse, and once again, possession of drug paraphernalia.
Okay.
On August 21st, 2009, again, this is all according to public record, the sister of Candace, which is Summer's, Summer's mother is Candace, her sister was reported missing. Okay, so that's August 21st, 2000.
Okay, I think I would rather anybody listening not listen to her. I would rather you go to AB and listen to his coverage on this case, and his he will go over the backgrounds of the parents. While I think that backgrounds are important, I just, Dad was at work. We can talk blue to our face about the dad, but he was at work. I think that if someone did something to her, I don't think it was one of the immediate people living in the house, but we don't know at this point. And I think speculating and putting doubt in people's hearts and detouring people from looking for this little girl is not helpful. So the more I listen to this, the more I feel like we are she's speculating and her chat speculating. We're focusing. Yeah, 19 years ago, right? I think we're speculating. I think they're speculating a lot, and I think that they're pulling at strings and pulling at, just anything because, that's what the Lifetime movies do. So we're going to make this really dramatic, and we're going to pull out every skeleton in everybody's closet, and we're going to just throw it all out there for the world to see so that we don't focus on what is important. And what's important is finding this little girl. And I think that, focusing on what somebody did 19 years ago, or a fight that these people had in October because they had a little too much to drink or what have you, is just, yes, they got in an argument. They got in a fight. Both of them were drinking. There was another guy at the house. They had already, I guess, been split up. The dad thought, Don thought that Candace was having a guy over there to make him jealous. So he went a little irate about it. She called the cops. He got arrested. All charges were dropped except for he had a gun on him. He's a felon. So that was a charge that stuck. He said he kept the gun because they have bears, they have wild dogs, they have all these things out where they live. So that's why he had a gun. That's it. That sounds like a good explanation to me, but I don't know. I don't know these people personally. And yes, I'm sure she has a big old closet full of lots of skeletons. But I think speculating and throwing doubt instead of just bringing awareness to this little girl is missing. This is where she was last seen. This is what we know. Here's the news conferences. And let's focus on finding this little girl. I just want us to focus on finding the little girl. I don't want us to focus on something that happened 19 years ago or trying to connect dots of an imaginary coloring book. That's what it sounds like to me. Like we're just going to connect these imaginary dots until we find a picture that we feel that fits. And that's not right.
2009, she was reported missing. Her name is Rose Marie. She was last seen leaving her home in St. Croix, I think it's St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. Her car was found 5 days later in Grantsburg, Wisconsin, in a parking lot used by truckers. This parking lot is about 30 miles from her home. She has never been found. She's never been found. And let me bear with me while I pull up that Charlie Project, because we actually have a Charlie Project thing about her being missed.
In his being more alarmed before than now, that to me says a lot about how somebody has been in his ear, right? Trying to whisper in his ear again what to say, which narrative to pursue. Don't get me wrong, this person doesn't come across to me as a wholesome individual in the least. I'm not saying that at all. I personally, I could be dead wrong, but I don't see him harming his daughter. However, I do see him trying to push a narrative that was pushed onto him again, by somebody very, very close to him. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he kind of knows that what's done is done.
Oh, she deleted. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. She
to the door, so we warn her all the time. There's bears, other things that, we've.
Y'all, I'm sorry. I can't listen to the douche. Oh my gosh, because his words he believes is gospel. I can't. I did see a clip, what they were just doing, and why I kind of fast forwarded over it because I don't like it. But I will tell you what they were talking about. So basically what they were talking about is they have, the Flying Monkeys have done their investigation and found the mom's, yeah, he is her echo, found the mom's Twitter, and they are, coming up with every aspect in the world, or not Twitter, but her, what is it, the TikTok. And see, TikTok to me is, it's a 60-second video. So what do you really get out of a TikTok video? They got music behind it. A lot of times it's scripted dancing. I don't know much about TikTok. I've seen it. I blocked it off of my niece's phone because she's on my phone plan, and I had to go and block it because that's just not something she needs to have. But anyway, they're talking about mom's TikTok and about the videos that she has of Summer on there, of her playing in the rain. Of course, they criticized her for that, talked about the little girl being dirty. There was a picture of, I believe she was at like Dollywood or something. And she, those big wooden coffins that, we see them like at Six Flags or haunted houses, and you can like stand in it and take a picture. Of course, the coffin's huge around you, and it's even bigger for little kids. So I guess they had recently went to Dollywood or wherever this coffin was, and they took a picture of her. So the mom had used that one picture, but across it was written about her missing daughter, but it's pretty much criticizing the mom's TikTok. And I'd heard about it. So when I fast forward through the douche, I just couldn't. Does that family generate an income from social media? No, they do not. And I'm gonna paint a picture about this family, because this is a family that probably I would have lived next door to growing up. This is a family that doesn't have a large income. They probably take lots of pictures and put them on their Facebook and the other social media accounts. They take pictures that maybe they wouldn't see anything wrong with, but now people are criticizing them for, because, we got criticizing hypocritical K that's going to change the picture into something horrible. But these are the people that, probably have phones more or less for social media. They probably don't have, expensive computers. They probably don't have expensive, accessories like other people would. And the kids play outside and they get dirty just like I did when I was growing up. But they are just, she's just sharing videos of her kids with others. When you think hindsight, now that she's being criticized for the videos that she does have, would she have thought anything different? I don't even know that I would have. Honestly, I have tons of videos of my family, and, I don't get on other social media a whole lot anymore, because just people are just ugly and nasty these days. But honestly, I've posted things that if this were to happen to me, I would probably be criticized for, because I was just a small town country girl growing up, and, we didn't see anything wrong with a lot of things. I swam in a creek when I was a kid with snakes and beavers. My mother would be locked up if we would be here now rather than back then. So, when my kids were younger, I let them play outside. They built a raft across the road at the pond across the road and sunk it so many times, but they continued until they got it floating with the neighbor kids. There was snakes. There was all kinds of stuff in that pond. But, I grew up swimming and stuff like that, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. Somebody could have called CPS on me. But I don't think that we should just, criticize every aspect of family. Now, if these kids were beaten, or if these kids, some horrible things were happening to them, and could be traced back to pictures, but just innocent kids playing in the dirt and being dirty, I don't think is a reason to criticize parents, because the kids aren't locked up inside playing video games. We all know Kay's a gamer. So, my gosh, please don't let children go outside and get dirty. She much rather them play video games.
We try to warn our kids about all these things all the time.
Hatfield and McCoy, like vacation spot, taking pictures. Still an odd picture to pick for like the pictures in the search thing, though.
Okay, so you said it's a Hatfield McCoy thing. I wonder if this was in Pigeon Forge.
Maybe.
Pigeon Forge is where they have
You can see inside the coffin, it says Hatfield and McCoy.
Okay, I see that. I wonder if that's in Pigeon Forge at the Hatfield and McCoy. They have like a dinner show thing, but this almost looks like someone's backyard. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. But psychologically speaking, why would you, if your child is missing, okay, and you're going through the pictures to show of your child to get your child's face out there and draw public awareness, and your child, for all she knows or we know or whatever, this child could have been picked up by a trucker, and it could be 3, 4, 5, 10 states away. So that would be the only reason to share her picture. I think, right? If they believe it's an abduction. Why would you show this?
No idea. It's weird that she thought that was a good picture to share.
Yeah, I'm curious. Lewis, what do you make of this?
Yeah, I was going to say, what a choice for a picture. Number one, it's obvious that it's such an ill choice for a picture to show, right? She probably has many others that she could have, but you need to analyze this post, guys. There's a few.
Now, I can agree that that wouldn't have been my first choice of picture. But you know what? It could have been one of the most recent pictures, and it shows her from head to toe. So I'm kind of thinking maybe mom was thinking it shows her head to toe, shows her height, this, rather than just her face. Because if she is out there lost somewhere, or if somebody has taken her and they're on a bus somewhere, or they're this, there's no telling, you want a picture of your child from head to toe. You want to show how tall she is. You want to show every aspect so that it gets out there, that if somebody sees your child, that they know this is the missing child. So, I'm going to go on the other side of the fence and say, well, maybe this was the only picture that shows her from head to toe and shows how tall she is.
A few little things that we can analyze. Number one, the little girl is anything but the most prominent thing on the picture, right? She's lost inside an oversized, forget that it's a coffin or whatever. It's just, she's lost in the picture. And the text is even covering her face. It's crazy. It's
the
like,
text is covering her face. What's the point of it?
The thing is,
the point is, maybe mom doesn't know how to work social media that well. Yeah, truth matters. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that, for every criticism, you can come back and have a different aspect or a different view on it. I'm not saying that that's something that I would do. I'm not saying that mom and dad had anything to do with it, that they didn't have. We don't know this, and I hope to God that this little girl is okay. And, I feel like instead of criticizing everybody all the time, that maybe we just need to put awareness that this child's missing, this is what's going on, instead of just closing the case of, yep, parents did it, she's probably dead, don't even look for her. My brain can't do that. Sorry, I had a cough. I didn't want to blast your ears. And I've heard some of the psychics. I have. I've heard some of them, but I just, and 9 times out of the 10, the parents or a close family member is involved. I just can't criticize parents who don't have a lot and that their kids play outside and get dirty, or certain circumstances happen, that they're automatically to blame. Yes, they are innocent until proven guilty. And I just put myself, and I'm sorry, I got choked up. I just put myself in these people's position because I think about, because I'm probably too empathetic to a fault, because I always think about, and I've always thought about this, since I was a little kid. Before I'd done anything, before I said anything to anybody, I always thought, how would that make me feel? If I was that person, how would that make me feel? And I've thought about that in relationships. And when I've had crappy relationships and I've had crappy things happen to me, and I try to explain to the person I was with at the time, you know, you always should think, how would you feel if I did that to you? So, you know, that's what I think about. I'm like, if I was this mom or if I was this dad, how would I feel if people were doing this to me? And I just feel like, yes, you know, there are some horrible people in this world, but, and I'm telling you, some nasty, horrible people in this world, but I want to hold on to the hope that not everybody is. And so I have to wait until I see evidence, not just because this person committed a felony or because this person did this or they got in a fight and they were drinking or this or that, that automatically means that they did it. Yeah, I think so. I think our brains are scrambled because I just, you know, I have to tell you this story. When my kids were little, well, when I was little, and I don't know if you remember this case, the Adam Walsh case. It was a very big case back then because, you know, not a lot of kids just got snatched up. And it was not common for parents to hurt their children. But I remember watching the movie and the movie about the case. And I remember just crying, and I was little, I was a little girl. And I remember just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying about that. And every time we would go to the mall when I was little, that's all I could think about was that little boy getting snatched up and murdered. And I remember the details to this day. And I remember seeing it on the news. I mean, I just remember every detail. I remember the movie and just how horrible it was. And as I grew up, I would not run off from my mom. And in fact, even when I was a teenager, I was so scared of my own shadow that somebody was going to snatch me up that I didn't want to be, you know, I was never alone. I was always with someone. But when my kids were little, I would tell them, you have to stay with me and you have to hold my hand the whole entire time. Because if you do not, somebody will take you and they're going to hurt you and you will never see mommy and daddy again. I was that blunt with my kids. Very, very blunt. And I'm talking as 3, 4, 5 years old, I told my kids this, and they still remember it to this day. And they did not leave my side, and they held on to my hand. And even if we were at our house and we were outside playing, they did not leave my side because I was very, very upfront with them. If you leave me, somebody will take you. Yes, it's so sad. No, we couldn't because, you know, back then these things didn't happen. And so for us who grew up in a time that we didn't see this wasn't normal. And it wasn't normal for parents to hurt their own children. It's hard to wrap our brain around all of this that's going on right now. And it's very hard to separate yourself emotionally from it because I'm still in the mindset of what the heck? Why would this person do that? Why would this person drown all of her children in the bathtub? Why would this person put her kids in the car seat and drive her car off into the freaking lake off of the boat dock and kill her kids? Why would this person drive down the road and stab all of her kids and pretend somebody else did it? You know, so I am 100% in the mindset of understanding why people would do that. Yeah, Miss Peaches. I understand that these things happen, but I still want to believe that maybe there are some good people in the world, and that, you know, people, maybe these parents didn't do something. I just want to believe that, I guess. I want to believe that until something comes up that shows me something different.
In my opinion, my assessment of this picture is that the star of this post is the words that the woman is saying. My baby girl, blah, 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 blah. The star of this is the actual text. The girl is just a backdrop. And very subliminally, maybe, or I don't
foster care and they found her.
And that's one, right? And there's a second child that
I think there's another, there might be another daughter, and then there's an older
and you're on a substance.
Yeah.
And you're busy doing whatever, okay? That might be the child that you lose your temper on. Or the child that you lose your
often there's usually one child in like abuse situations
that's
that
the
gets
target
singled out.
that gets singled out. So Kate, with that being said, what's your speculation and theory on what has happened to poor Summer? Because I know you're the one that brought this to my attention.
A lot of stuff. I don't know how true some of it is, but some people have said that they've seen them out, and the mom treats the daughter very different than the sons in like a negative way. I personally think she lost their temper and something happened and it went too far. And she I don't think she's alive.
I have the same thought.
Be in Discord, but I will be available to if you want.
Okay, so I don't want to play her promoting her channel and her memberships and things like that. Just for the record, Kate has many faces. I've seen her around. I know she's in some Discords. I mean, I know she's still a flying monkey, but there are many faces to Kate. So I don't really like to hear what she has to say, just because I just have a problem. I just have a problem with many faces, But her theory is mom snapped, did something to the child. As of today, I've heard both mom and dad have passed polygraphs. If that is true, then I think we're debunking a lot of things at this point, because even though polygraphs are not so-called admissible in court, it does provide us with information. And I know this to be true because I had a family member that was very young and was accused of something very horrible, that in fact the little girl's brother, it came out the little girl's brother was the one who was indeed doing it, but and had been for a while. But for the parents, it was easier to blame another child for doing it. So there was a lot of there was a lot of agencies involved with this, and so I got an attorney for them, and we talked to the attorney, and the attorney said, although a polygraph is not admissible in court, and mind you, he was a minor, and he said, if you take this child outside and, you know, I'll give you a recommendation for someone to do a polygraph and present it to the DA, it's going to hold a lot of water. So that's what we did. And it's very hard for a child to pass a polygraph, especially one that is done by a reputable expert. So he passed the polygraph. We had to pay $1,500 for it. And the DA dismissed the charges, and more investigation was done, and it was the truth did come out. So although I know that they can't use the polygraph against you in court, a polygraph is helpful to eliminate you as a suspect. And if you recall the Polly Glass case, her father, which was on Judy Ron's channel, said that was the first thing he did, because they do look at the parents first. So the first thing he did was, I want to be ruled out. What do I need to do so we can get moving on finding my child and finding what happened to my child? So he took a polygraph to be ruled out. So if law enforcement comes out and says that these parents passed the polygraph test, or is everybody going to say, it doesn't matter? Anybody can pass a polygraph. I mean, at one point, do we start looking for the child and quit pointing fingers? Stop pointing fingers and criticizing people and start looking for the kid. If it turns out these parents did it, then freaking throw the book at them. But until then, find this baby girl. And that's all that matters, really. Thank you, Miss Peaches. And you know what? That child is not a child anymore, and he remembers everything. And his entire life could have been ruined. Entire life, because parents wanted to lie and cover up what one child was doing to another child. And then come to find out this child was doing it to other family members. And I'm going to tell you, he was young, so young to the point where you're like, how did he even know this crap? Like, where did this come from? So something had to have happened to him for him to even know this, because when I read the documents and this family member, I sat him down and I read the documents to him, and he's like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, I had to explain to him what they were accusing him of. And he was like, I've never even heard that before. Like, this poor child had a extensive, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I couldn't even imagine at his age, somebody telling me the things that I had to tell him. So where, we want to take up for the parents, but then again, there are parents that are really bad. But, but still, I think that we should really focus on finding this little girl and getting that awareness out there. Go listen to AB, Miss Peaches. I put the link earlier. If you can't find it, let me know. Email me if you want. It's in my main description. It's not in this description, but my main description. It's just crazyhouse saloon@gmail.com. What happened to guilty child, mental health treatment. Well, it's really sad what happened to him. So basically, CPS said that he cannot be in the house with the little girl anymore. So they had him removed, and he had to live with a family member, which was not too far away, but he ended up, and that family member just let him go back home. And, we kind of lost track of him after that. It's just, it was many years ago, but we lost track after that because, we had to move them out of that specific neighborhood because it was, they were literally like next door neighbors. So it was in the best interest that they just weren't around each other anymore. So, but from what I understand, he was removed, but that family member let him go back. And then, I imagine we'll see him on the news as he gets older, because if he already started out like that before he was even a teenager, I mean, he was a child. CPS is only involved if their children if it's a case of a criminal act, but once they become a certain age, it becomes juvenile. And in his case, it was CPS. So I imagine we might see him on the news one day, which is really sad because I think not only did his parents fail him, but the system failed him too. Oh, I'm so glad you already subbed to AB. And, like I said, I've only started listening to him because of this case. I'm going to keep listening to him. And I encourage everybody else to listen to someone else besides CK, because this was just, it was a comedy show for her. I don't think it was more or less, we're going to blame the parents because, I mean, they're trash. That's the way that CK and her monkeys see it, is they're trash, they're dirty, they let her play outside, they let her do these things. So they have to be guilty. I mean, there is just no other way to look at this. So, oh, I sure hope he doesn't join in with Molly Golightly. I saw something about her the other day that made me kind of have a side eye. Oh my, I sure hope not. I won't listen if she's on there. I'm only listening because of this case, but I saw some things about her that I was just like, oh, honey, stop. It's not cute. She thinks she's cute, but she's not acting cute. So, I don't know. I don't know about her. I don't subscribe to her. I don't watch her, but I saw some videos and it just, you don't like Molly either. I honestly thought about doing a video about her because I saw so many crazy things. And then I thought, you know what? I don't know if I could do this without laughing the whole entire time. Did you see her arrest video of her getting caught? It ended up being public intoxication, but apparently she tried to steal from a stripper in the strip club. And no matter what she did, she acted a fool. This girl acted a fool. Like, I am embarrassed for her. Well, she screamed in the police station. She told them that she was going to kill herself. She was killing everybody in there. I mean, she cussed. She screamed. She was drunker than Cooter Brown. This girl was drunk. She was so drunk and she acted a fool. It reminded me of the the show Cops. You remember the show Cops? People acted stupid. I was like, man, y'all, if that ever happened to me, you would never see me again. Like, I would delete everything that I ever have on social media. You would never see my face again. I would be so embarrassed. I'd be so embarrassed that my dad would see that. And because I'm going to tell you, my dad, you know, he's all about me. But if I acted like that, I think he might whoop my ass. And I'm too old for that. And he's too old for that. But he would probably come to my house and whoop my ass. Oh my God. I could not believe it. I was like, what am I watching? This is a grown woman. She wasn't 20. She's not 20. She's too old to be acting like that. Maybe I'm judging her before watching her videos. Yeah. That was, you know, I haven't watched her videos, but you know, I only started watching YouTube, I guess about a year or so ago. It was about a different case, and I actually came across Katie Joy, and I was watching her, and you know, I would start watching her for a little while, and then I was like, what's wrong with her? Like, and then I'd watch somebody else, and then I came across CK, and I was like, oh my, I got to the point where I was yelling at my freaking iPad or my phone or my laptop, and my husband's like, you are not allowed to watch this woman anymore. Because I would just yell. But you know, I have some favorites that I watch, and I am one of my, you know, I do like true crime, and I do like Annie Elise, 10 to Life. I do enjoy her videos, and I'm not afraid to say that. I like Annie Elise. She is my girl. I will watch her. All the others that I watch have came just because I've seen kind of, you know, people on her show or her channel. And not, you know, there are some that I don't agree with everything that I see or everything I hear from them. But, you know, I'll still give them chances. But I have to put an X on Katie Joy. I have to put an X on CK. Molly Golightly, I haven't watched her videos. I've watched other people's videos of hers. Who else do I watch? I got, you know, I used to watch some others that are in major drama cycles right now that just make your head spin. But I like Tia Simone. She's just hit, I guess, 1,000 subscribers. Yes, Annie Elise will be having babies soon. Tia Simone, you know, she's not a huge, you know, she's not as huge as Annie Elise, but I like her because she's very down to earth and very real. She doesn't cover, I can't say she covers true crime, but she's more into makeup, but I like to listen to her aspects of different things going on YouTube. So I like Tia Simone. I would have to say I've watched her before. I've watched her for a while before she ever did any lives. Who else do I watch? Just for the hell of it, I'll watch BX Beast Boy just to see what kind of craziness he has going on. The Glare, I'll watch him. I can't say I'm 100% on board with everything he says, but he's okay. He's okay. I like to watch him. Bailey, I like Bailey. I like Bailey a whole lot. I like random people that I find on YouTube. I will subscribe to the channels that don't have a lot of subscribers. And yeah, so I was a subscriber and then just decided, you know what, instead of yelling at my iPad or my computer, I'm just going to get on here and say what I got to say. If anybody wants to listen to it, that's great. If they don't, they don't. But I guess, my time is 11:30 p.m. I am in Texas. If you can't tell by my accent, I am in Texas. I am in Northeast Texas. But I guess I need to go turn my swimming pool pump off and get in the shower and get ready for my work day tomorrow. I actually have an interview with a new company tomorrow that will let me work from home. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm hoping something really good comes out of that. So positive vibes and, just thinking good thoughts. I guess that's what I'm going to do. But I'm so glad you guys joined me tonight. And I am working on a new video. It's not going to be about any one creator. It is going to be about just awareness about some creators that actually it's going to be about some YouTube creators who have turned criminal and some YouTube creators who have self-harmed themselves, and just kind of bringing awareness to that, why they had self-harmed themselves, cyberbullying, just kind of bringing some awareness to that. But I will continue to do maybe some more reaction videos. I am interested in some other cases and debunking some people's theories about the cases. And so I will let you guys know ahead of time when I'm going to go live again. If you want to email me, you can. Again, my email is just crazyhousesaloon@gmail.com, or just put a comment and I will respond. I try to stay on top of the comments and respond to everyone. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Miss Peaches. And I think everybody else left us, but thank you guys. And I will talk to you guys soon. So that's all I got. You guys have a great night. Till next time, be kind to each other. Bye. Good night, y'all.